Namaste. Myself, Dr. Soumya Pulanawat. I'm a chief consultant at diabetes reversal clinic, Bangalore. I'm over here today to talk on the topic dry herbs for a healthy diabetes diet. So there was many debates has happened on dry fruits. Let's say if you go back a decade ago, dry fruits were completely contraindicated, or I would say like any high protein diet was contraindicated in diabetic patients. I do with my personal practice, I still won't encourage any kind of a dieting products for diabetes patients. Generally, the basic is to understand about the metabolism. So when I talk about metabolism, it is not only about the insulin metabolism. It includes your liver enzyme activity, which would be majorly contributing for your metabolism. For example, if there is a fire, then you have to put that particular key so that fire won't burn nice, or it would burn more. So when there is no fire at all, you just keep giving the heat. Then it is nothing is left to burn. It is just giving sedation. It's as simple as that. Whenever you don't have really a digestive capacity, digestion power, or let's say like your body is not able to convert that particular food into energy, there is a problem with your insulin secretion, or it is decreased, or of resistance, whatever the reason. The key that is a soap of fat, or it is a very high protein which you're trying to put, then instead that sedation which would activate the toxins in your body, then your glucose level starts increasing. It's as simple as that. That is why the dried fruits for diabetes patients were completely contraindicated 10 years back, I would say. Then later patients started, they have been habituated with the dried fruits. So can they have it like one or two? See, it's not about the dry, any fruits. And yeah, why sugar patients will also ask me, like, the diabetologist has asked them to stay away from the fruits, especially the fruits like chiku, or the seasonal fruits like mango, because that has not sugar in it. See, but I allow my patients to have fruits for their dinner. They can eat a kilo of fruit. I have no objection for that. But their dinner itself was a fruit. So many patients just ask, Doctor, how can you allow me to have fruits? Because you have to understand, all the fruits have a natural fructose in it. So your body has its own way of digesting that and the absorption. So it's the same for the dry fruits. Dry fruits, the fruit has its own natural fructose inside it, which knows how to go with the metabolism of your body. So yes, my people have asked me to talk about the 5 dry fruits. So what they have selected is that is almond, pista, walnuts, raisins, and dates. Yeah, they are also like dates. Many patients are like, see, I would never recommend the dates, which is a date put in some honey and then made it with the, it is being covered up with the amino artificial sugar, the iron such. But the natural dates, yes, definitely you can have. And let's say dry dates, have that, and don't keep eating like, that's not your food book, right? So it's not the staple food of a person. So I would say that you have it like a snacks, maybe like 3 or 4 meals a day. That should not be rising your sugar levels. And that is also, to be honest, it has a very good raisins has a very good fiber in it, and almonds has a very good fiber in it, and this walnuts that also has fatty acids in it. So every dry fruit has its own rich component. Like every fruit has its own, like how we decide the fat in a particular protein, or let's say the milk, how much is the protein, how much is the carbs in a curd. The same way, dry fruit also has that. So you should know like which are dry fruits to eat, like how many numbers to eat. And according to me, now I would say it's if you talk to me, the really of very bad your A1C levels. Let's say if your A1C is 11 or so, and you want to eat every day, or let's say like 50 grams of dried fruits like this pista or raisins or anything along with it. You really love to have a lot of this like yogurt kind of stuff, the curd, the milk. That is then obviously I've cut down. And I'm scared to cut down because that's not the calories your body is claiming to survive. So you should understand what are the calories required to my body. How much is the protein with fatty acids, vitamin, nutrition is required for my body to function normally? And how much am I providing? And in what form am I providing? And is that thing which has an impact on my glucose level? So, okay, am I eating all these things that am I burning that particular calories in any other way? I also spoke about the exercises this before this. That's a video which is like an impact of exercises on the blood glucose level. Same way, the dried fruits also has a impact on our blood glucose level. So that is very important to understand. Fruits has a natural fructose on it. And that is very much necessary for your body to function. Your body needs that energy. What is your insulin function? The basic function itself is backed enough. How to make sure that whatever the food you have taken, how to convert that into energy and make your body to work, make your body to function. That is the basic work of your insulin metabolism inside your body. So, let's come back to this 5 dry fruits, what they have asked me to talk about. So there are few dry fruits also help to, I would suggest in everyone. And I mean, few people who have a uncontrolled sugar level, then I would ask them to stay away from it. But I wouldn't say like you have to be banned over other dry fruits for burning calories. No, that's not necessary. Let's talk about this walnut. That is the one which has the also take care. This walnut has that particular quantity or the ingredient in it, which will make sure it will not heat up the glucose level suddenly. So it has a thick right. What if the fructose of the fatty acids it starts releasing it to your body slowly. That may also handle in the patients who really have a health issues. Like my patients, because of the diabetes, they have a symptom like, increased heart pangs. So it's like every 30 minutes they want to eat something. Then I'll ask them, I feel although they can have one walnut. That should not be a problem. I'll give them like between how many walnuts they can have between their breakfast and the lunch and from lunch to the dinner. So that's a one thing. So a walnut has in that way, like, they can take care of a certain sugar of your first. So you can use that if you have that particular symptom. So see, every dry fruit has it. I'm just choosing 5 out of it. That's about walnut. So let's talk about this raisin. So that is a kind of like they say like raisins. Everybody loves it, or just to chew it because that gives you a kind of a taste in your mouth. But yes, so it has a kind of a fiber inside it, so which would help your digestion to improvise. The fiber is always like whenever you get into any kind of ulcer issues, constipation, your doctor, you know, for that, you're always saying have a fibrous vegetables than to take care of those things. So you don't need to go over laxatives every time. So it is as simple as raisins generally. I would say it's also mild laxative because in Ayurveda we also use that for people whenever I give them a variation after that's one of the vegetable what we give. We use that as a catalyst, like under pana is what we say. So it has that particular fiber which would take care of that, and that is also definitely contribute towards your glucose levels. So the next comes to be dates. So dates is, yes, many people would say it's quite a high with carbs. Yes, maybe I won't be made completely. It is having the carbs when you take the dates is matters. For example, I had my stomach full of lunch and then again I have something slow. It's like you had your breakfast at 8 o'clock and your next meal is lunch is only by 1 o'clock or 1:30. So you will have a kind of hunger or a craving for something in between. So you can have it on the clock. 1 or 2 days shouldn't harm you, definitely. And that will also make sure you have a particular fat that you get digested by your next meal and it's ready. So that's, I would say, that is also it's also kind of these are the right words the many researchers has happened from the many nutritionists by saying, like, how does it help in fluctuating those glycemic indexes? It does, but it only the logic or let's say you see the ingredients of your doctor or what nutritionist, depending on your condition, we have to unavoidable that, because most of the patients just keep asking us, like, Doctor, should I stop it? Initially, I kept all the dairy product. I kept all the honey with formats. I think still beyond to the plant-based food habits. And like, doctor, should I eat this vegetable soup? Should I eat this sprouts? Should I introduce these bullets? But the doctor, I just can't stop munching this since that I have got work from home. I appreciate it, and I also love you. If you got to me, you have your role, it would see completely at the back of your summon and your all other organs are doing good and your dry diseases are really doing good. Then yes, then let's customize it for you. That's what we do with the patients. But you've got to me with a very good A1C of 11%. And that is like, you go to exercise, you want to eat all these things, and you want to munch also in the treat the babies. Then what would I help you with? I might have to help you with that particular disease or with the food. That's how the question is. Anyways, so next, let me talk about almonds, which I already spoke to you about that. So almonds is, this is also almonds. It is also said that it also helps with cardiovascular diseases. Yes. If you take some 2 or 3 almonds, you would have seen many people soak that in water, remove the skin, and then throw it. However, you can have it with skin or without skin. So, but yeah, maybe without skin is any fruit. It's a fruit. You just remove the outer part of it. And that habit, that would be more easy for digestion. That is what is according to me, whatever I have understood. So it is like, if you take it in a lower quantity, deeper in all the duration, then that could have to do with the cardiovascular issues. And if you're a person who knows that you will develop that particular cardiovascular or you have any kind of a cholesterol, then you have to look into it. But definitely, it has also more on the lipid profile and the cardio case. That's why it also contributes towards your good cholesterol. So that is also that almond oil also you have heard about. So that particular oil, when you use it for a longer duration, that will help towards your to enhance that particular HDL is what we call it as. We can say it as a good cholesterol. So about pista, yes, pista is like many people keep asking me about this. Doctor, is that helps to take care of the HbA1c? There are many research studies has happened, I guess, about HbA1c and pista. I would say any transfers, anything which has a natural fructose in it, it always works towards your A1C level. So it's not only a pista. Every fruit has that capacity, but the only thing is you can have it like, would help you in a longer duration. But that is also, again, I would say, that takes care of other sugar levels. I wouldn't exactly say, but yes, that would have helped in that way. The last one I would speak about is walnuts. Then I already spoke about it. It contains of fatty acids, so omega fatty acids and all. So the people with the diabetes issues and those who have that, neuropathy, then yes, then I would do them about that. And before I do them, their sugar level should get the control. Then only I will allow them to have those things. And few more, okay, what is the fatty of that protein, fiber, and any other nutrition within that, like maybe sodium, magnesium, and all. So they are all mentioned in our gloss about that, how much has to be taken, or what exactly the protein content of each dry fruits diet. So I would say instead of we buy these dry fruits for a healthy diabetes diet, I will say that you should not eat. You can eat, but as I said, it goes with that, depending on individual's condition and how good is this sugar level control and how is this A1C level, and as is any other open complications are involved or not. Keeping all these things apart, if at all, if you want to have this, like before you start the particular dry fruits, you have to be always make sure three things. One is you are informing your nutritionist or your doctor who is managing your diabetes. Because if you're starting any of these kind of natural supplements, they should be kept informed. If they are good, then know you take it. And second thing is, anytime any kind of a fruit or dry fruits or foods you take it, make sure you're also part of exercises. You're not only just adding these fruits doesn't make any kind of a wonder. It definitely requires you to make a movement of your body, burn some calories. And the third thing is, don't get into a rut. Just because you are suffering from a diabetes, you can't lead your normal life. But only thing is, what is normal for your body is always matters. So keep that in mind. And many patients are also concerned whenever I cut some particular food from their routine, which they have been practicing for 30 or 40 years. I'll give you a simple example, especially when it comes to vegetarians. They're very much fond of yogurt or curds, if I have to say it in a simple word. Curds, they love curds and they can't live without it. So it is just a habit you have made. Maybe your parents have taught you in that way. We had to finish your dinner with the curds or lunch with the curds, especially if you cover the South India, then yes, curds is quite, a very frequently used dish. I could say the food loved by many of the vegetarians. When I cut that from your food and your nowadays, please don't think that you can never have it. I would allow you, once you really come back to your normal life, I would not allow you exiting. That would please understand. I would allow you for lunch. Any high protein diet, I will always allow for lunch. That would be like weekly twice or thrice, depending on how much you're able to involve yourself in other things. Are you able to follow all other suggestions or home remedies or exercises or particular diet I have asked you to do? You want to have curds with afternoon, then you can have veggies for your morning. Are you taking the proper quantity of what I have said? The same way, the same rules apply for your dry fruits also. So this is about the dry fruits for a healthy diabetes diet. So many other about diet and diet concern, the particular Ayurveda related diet, all the things I have spoken in my other videos. Thank you.